It's no stretch to say that I don't like where this is going. I got done with the 8th episode of Mieruko-chan. Definitely a solid episode. Nice little mixture of stuff in here. But let's jump into it. Open up the episode, we have Miku essentially going out shopping with her brother, trying to find a gift for their mother. This nice little scene of them in this little kind of clothing shop where you kind of see the little kind of, I guess, how much her brother likes frilly things, which is fine. But he doesn't like the dress unless it has like a little bear embroidery on it or something like that. But yeah, end up having her trying on this dress that they're going to get for the mother. And I kind of knew that was the direction it was going to go in when she was in the dressing room. Like, she's going to end up walking out there with that on. There's no way she's going to change back. But it's funny seeing the lady in the store out the outside, like, just kind of talking about how cute they are together. How, like, the brother's trying to act like a boyfriend or something like that. But hey, you got to give the ghost credit. Perfect salesman for the situation, kind of pushing her to buy what she bought. And this turns into a really unsettling scene as they're on the train and there's an axe person going around chopping into each person's head. And it is one of those, a good question if she can see them, can they interact with her? I think that's been a constant theme throughout the entire series of, well, if she does acknowledge them, can they technically harm her? That really hasn't been established yet at this point. Obviously, she's being protected by something, so obviously there is a threat there, but how dire is that threat's the question. I don't think we get an answer here just because the thing was specifically looking for other ghosts. So you can, I guess, assume that the axe itself would not harm humans. It was specifically going to harm ghosts. So again, even though it did, chop into her head, I think it's one of those aspects of what it's going to affect is what essentially it's affecting. So even though it seems like we got an answer, it doesn't really, it kind of leaves it up in the air still. But still, even after, it does technically harm her because following this, she has to go to the store to get a new pair. I felt so bad for her. At least the brother's supporting. He's a good boy. But it's cute because they end up getting a pair of cups, and the cups are pretty much something for the mother to be able to make tea for, obviously, the late husband. And this was the heartfelt part of the episode, like the part that kills you. Having this whole situation where the teacher is going to go on leave, and they're kind of talking with the teacher and about how she can come back early, and they'll help take care of the baby at school, and, just all these little things, and then eventually, obviously, because it's Mieruko-chan, we have a ghost floating around the mother. And it was interesting because it kind of sucks because when it first kind of portrays this scene, it has the ghost come kind of like it's coming out of the mother's mouth. And it's kind of circling her. And like I said, I hope it's not implying what it's implying. I really do hope. Like, in my head, I obviously have the two scenarios. It's going to be either, well, there's three scenarios technically. There's the late husband that's still watching over her and the baby. There is the second option, which is, and this is what I didn't want, it technically happened, just not this one. The baby that's in her belly is passed. Like, she lost the baby at that moment, and the ghost is just floating around her. And then the moment that it was kind of hovering around the belly, I was like, is it trying to get back in? Please don't go this direction. But it's like, it still hurt because she eventually says it. This is our second try. And it's like, okay, never mind. I think she said boy. It's the brother trying to help. Like, the brother's there saying, do what I wasn't able to do. Take care of mom kind of thing, which is just, it hurt. It hurt. It definitely hurts. Just this show, I don't know why it keeps doing this. And I know it's coming. I think this was like the most obvious one out of all of them, but it's like, it still hurts. It was cute though, because she was thinking it was obviously something dangerous. And so she's like, be careful on the stairs. Don't carry too heavy stuff. But this, unfortunately, leads to the troubling part about this episode, but we'll get to that in a minute. The next scene is really Miko trying to figure out if she wants to take a step in a different direction. This is like, I think this is a point where I thought this whole thing was going to shift quite a bit. Because obviously the thing that I kept trying to think this show could eventually do, and especially with the addition of Yuria, is will it get to a point where they will eventually start acknowledging them and helping them pass on? She's already done that several times without really directly going to the ghost, in the idea of like the safe combination. The thing kept telling her it, so she, put it in a phone and showed it to the lady. There is this element of her helping people pass on by doing things for them. She even did it with her own father. And it almost felt like that was the direction they were going. She's contemplating like, okay, I was able to see this baby. Maybe I should start acknowledging them. I mean, Yulia's doing it. The grandmother was doing it. Or grandmother or godmother. Should I start acknowledging these, and maybe there's something I can do? Should she start facing these more often? And obviously, the one that she ends up walking upon that makes her change her mind is this big, ugly one that's this vending machine. So she's like, nope, never mind. Can't do it. At least not for this one. And they end up tying the scene in with the next day when she's with Hana, and Hana's talking about this vending machine. Oh, it's just a moth. Okay. But no, this is where it kind of, I don't know. The whole episode basically ends with this cat killer, which we're assuming is a cat killer. This guy's showing up that has these dead cats around him that are all upset. Yeah, this Zen Tuono guy. He's apparently the new substitute teacher until their sensei comes back, which, you know, could be upwards of 6+ months. It could be longer than that. So, yeah, I don't like this. I don't know what they're going to end up doing with this guy, but I'm not liking it. Of course, the big question mark really does come. He's obviously a bad person. We're kind of establishing that with what they implied with him and this other guy that had which they had a cute little scene at the very end after the cast with the other cat guy. You have these two guys, and they were drawing a comparison or a parallel there. That obviously this guy was good to cats because they were happy spirits, and this one has bad spirits. So it's easy to assume. But the question is, can he see them, and what effect would he have with the current situation? Obviously, he's probably going to confront Miko like, you know, oh, you're that one that wouldn't give me that cat. So it's not they're not going to start off on the right foot. But what importance is he going to have is the big question mark. Is him being around just going to bother Miko because she can see these dead cats? Is this a scenario where the cats are going to try to get her to stop him? And what would she do to stop him? I really am curious what the direction they're taking this, because it's never implied that the Zen guy can actually see the cats or see spirits. He could. Obviously, he's a little warped, so he probably could see them, and he's just trying to create a barrier of dead cats. I don't know. It's a big question mark, and I'm curious as to what direction they'll end up taking that. But yeah, that's my thoughts on episode 8. Like I said, a lot of interesting stuff. Had a little bit etchy in here, some dramatic beats, some horror, as usual. Really doing well and balancing all those things. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my video. If you did, leave a like down below. Comment, let me know what's the episode. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video if you can. Support us on Patreon if you can. We definitely appreciate everybody that does. And y'all take care.